Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep is a science fiction novel written by Philip K. Dick, set in a post-apocalyptic San Francisco. The story follows a bounty hunter called Rick Deckard who kills androids on Earth for a living. In the story, it is illegal for androids to steer off-world from their colonies in Mars, so bounty hunters either work privately or for a specific city to hunt down and get rid of these androids for safety. Rick Deckard is a very cold and materialistic man who has an affection for the finer things in life and is mostly passionate about owning a real animal. Animals are rare to come by in the world of this novel, so they are a luxury enjoyed by the wealthy and those willing to spend some serious money to acquire them. Rick promises his wife that one day he will be able to get a real animal and replace the electric sheep that they keep outside of their home. An opportunity to get the money opens up when a group of androids escape the colony in Mars and come to Earth. Rick Deckard is tasked to retire them for $1,000 per pop, and in keeping his desire in mind, Rick sets out to work to kill the escaped androids. However, as he meets androids who do not fit his low perception of them, he begins to feel challenged in his beliefs about androids and starts to become more sympathetic toward them. The novel then raises the question as to what makes it right to kill a living thing, even if it is man-made. There are many elements that make this novel as great as it is and stand the test of time. The first is that it's very snappy, by being dialogue heavy. In the beginning there are occasional chapters full of internal monologue to introduce the characters. However, the novel doesn't take long to delve into verbal debates of what's right and what's wrong. Rick Deckard has a very good character arc. He starts the story off as a very cold and materialistic man who has no time of day for androids. And the novel follows his journey as his beliefs are challenged by the actions he takes. Throughout the novel, the plot revolves around the argument of whether every life form is valuable even if it is created by man. Rick Deckard finds the walls closing in on him as he is forced to make crucial decisions in his line of work. The novel is also intense and suspenseful. Unlike the movie Blade Runner, which is based on this novel, there is a constant feeling of suspense throughout the novel. I found myself constantly asking how Deckard is going to do the impossible and retire that many androids in one night. The novel does a great job of establishing the unknown and making you question how the protagonist is going to handle this situation in which the results are severely unknown. The novel does a fantastic job of showing how Deckard solves problems and makes decisions. When Deckard makes his first kill, Philip K. Dick, the author of the story, very cleverly conceals how Deckard worked out who the target was and then reveals how it was done through a simple dialogue exchange, and none of it feels like an exposition dump. Great world building, however it does it in a very clever way. It does it in the form of its literary devices. One way it builds the world is through the B subplot in the story. The subplot, which follows a vulnerable man called John Isidore, who is undermined by society due to his condition of having damaged genes from radiation, really brings out a third dimension from the androids in the story. Even though the androids are portrayed as bastardized victims, their attitude towards impaired people like John Isidore really shows the other side, and their ability to take advantage of a lesser able person. Another device that the story uses to set up why the world is the way it is through the backstory of what happened in a great war called World War Terminus. In the story, none of the characters really know what happened in the war or how it even started or even who won, but it is heavily implied that it had to do with some kind of a nuclear holocaust which damaged most of the world and impaired people through radiation like John Isidore. Overall, the world and story of Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep not only sticks with you after you've finished reading it, but makes you question what else could be lying around in this mysterious post-apocalyptic world. With AI and nuclear weapons now being two of the most debated topics of our world today, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep could be considered to be more timely than ever before. Its dark and dangerous world is certainly the stuff of nightmares, and questionably a symbolic reminder of how a world might become if we are irresponsible with the technology at our disposal. Therefore, not only does this novel work on a literary novel, but also a great social commentary for the ages. Philip K. Dick has written a true masterpiece in this symbolic story of redemption and finding one's humanity.